Hello, and welcome back to the 48 Laws of Power, hello, and welcome back to this series that I'll be covering the 48 Laws of Power. Today, we'll be covering Lesson 2, or Law 2, actually. Hello, and welcome back to this series that I quite enjoy doing, actually. Well, hello, and welcome back to this series where I'll be covering the 48 Laws of Power. Today, we'll be covering Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends can betray, rely on their self-interest. Enemies turn into allies when it benefits you, and also when it benefits them. I think it's smart to, and I feel as though a lot of this series is going to be especially me talking to my younger self, and just reflecting on points in my life where I could have done things differently, and obviously I wish I did, but there's no point living in the past. There's no point in dwelling too much on things that have happened and try to just... Oh, a few dogs barking in the background. I hope that doesn't annoy everyone. But it's less so me regretting things I've done and more so me just learning from the things that have happened and how I could change them moving forward if the same scenarios were to occur again. But never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends can betray you, rely on self-interest, turn enemies into allies when it benefits you. And I remember my dad taught me this lesson growing up, and just like any teenage boy, my relationship with just like most teenage boys actually, my relationship with my father wasn't exactly the best. There was a lot of tension, especially teenage angst from my side towards him. There was a lot of teenage angst towards him. Looking back, it was a vital part of my upbringing, but at that time, everything he said was just completely wrong. But he said to me, never have too many friends. I remember I was going out 17, 18 house parties and just going drinking with my friends. Firstly, I don't speak to many of them now anyway, and it's been about 10 years. I don't think I've spoken to many of them I don't think I've spoken to many of those friends in the last 10 years. And my dad always said, you have 1 or 2 friends in your life, you don't have 20. And me just being me, I was just like, no, I have 20 friends, I can rely on every single one of them, and they'll all come through, and it's just, you're just a bitter old man talking, and I feel as though now I have become that bitter old man just talking. But a lot of what he said holds true. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends can betray you. Rely on your own self-interest. Turn enemies into allies when it benefits you. And to expand, I'd just say friends are driven by emotional attachment. They may betray you out of envy or ambition. Enemies, however, have a clear intention. Enemies, however, have a clear intention. They can often become allies because they value your trust as it benefits them. Turn animosity into loyalty, and your power grows. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends are often mixed with emotions Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. Friends often mix emotions into relationships. They can lead to betrayal both of envy and familiarity. And that's especially true when somebody becomes extremely familiar with you. They push your buttons in ways that no one else can. They can test you in ways no one else can, which honestly can let you grow as a person. And it does have a lot of lessons in it. But always remain conscious of the fact that do not let people use you. Do not let your friends, I think more so to expand, do not let your friends become your enemies. Do not let it get to the point where, you're so focused on your relationship that it hinders you. So I feel as though a lot of people, they're too focused on their relationships, and the hindrance is them. Their own sanity goes out the window, and they sacrifice their own sanity to appease others. And I'm only speaking from experience here. There was somebody, especially as a friend, who I thought I was a great friend. I I was like, anyone needs me, always there, 24/7, around the clock, always there.